Drivers become legends when they win with Ferrari. The very moment that he joined Ferrari, that he was going to be driver number 2. That doesn't mean that he wants to remain there. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Long time no see, the Drive to Survive, huh? So today I'm going to be talking about episode 7 on season 2 from Drive to Survive. Okay, before starting, I just want to make a little announcement. I never really do make announcements, but today I want to. For everybody that watches my videos in Spanish, I now opened a new channel called A Girl Talks F1 MX. MX stands for Mexico. But I'm going to be leaving you the link down below either way. And I'm also going to be saying this in Spanish for people that speak in Spanish that are watching this. Un pequeño anuncio es que ya abrí un canal separado en español para todos los que prefieren ver mi contenido en español. Pueden seguirme en A Girl Talks F1 MX. Les voy a dejar el link aquí abajo y pues nos vemos en este canal. Okay, back to this. This is actually the most exciting episode for me and my favorite from Drive to Survive because for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I'm a Ferrari girl. And this episode is all about Ferrari. The name? Seeing Red. Starts very fun actually because we all know how sometimes the drivers go for a little drive with their teammates. And in this case, it's Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel. So they both start asking each other about what kind of music they like, and Sebastian Vettel starts saying that he likes country and rock from the 80s, way before Shaq was born, in 97, that's what he said. You also know I'm a quote girl, and there's so many important quotes in this episode. I could literally make a little video of all the quotes they say and music to my ears. Vettel says, when you sign for Ferrari, it's the pinnacle. And I mean, it's so true. Mattia Binotto adds to that. Ferrari is a legendary brand. For those of you who want a little Formula 1 fun fact, Ferrari has been the team that has won the most races and championships in the Formula 1 history. It is also the Formula 1's oldest team. Drivers become legends when they win with Ferrari. Quote, Charles Leclerc. So then we can see how Charles tells us that he knew since the very moment that he joined Ferrari that he was going to be driver number 2. And he said he was okay with that. That doesn't mean that he wants to remain there. He's been fighting hard to become driver number 1. Either way, at the beginning of the episode, we see that Sebastian Vettel is actually the winner. Well, he ended up in second place, but he beat Shaq, who ended up in 4th, in Austin, and they start interviewing him, and he makes a little joke like, oh, if I had won second place in Germany, people would go like, what is wrong with you? But here, people are like celebrating. In this part, they also talk about his hero, Michael Schumacher. So Vettel is very important to Ferrari because he moved to this team when Mercedes started rising, right after he had won 4 world championships with Red Bull. But as they all say, Ferrari is a legendary team. Ferrari is an aspirational team. At least the 90% of the drivers wish they could ever be in that team. And Vettel is not the exception. He's always wanted to win a world championship with his favorite team, the team of his hero. Will Buxton tells us that 2019 was the year for Vettel to level up with Lewis Hamilton and reach the 5th world championship. Fortunately, this was not the case. Ferrari hasn't won a world championship in over a decade. That's why they took such a risk to hire somebody as young as Charles Leclerc, because they wanted to try something different to see if this actually worked. Charles is actually the 2nd youngest driver to ever join Ferrari, and he's giving pretty good results. We can see how Sebastian and Charles are very competitive with each other, but they also get along very well off track. So in Monza, it was no exception. Vettel and Charles were really pushing each other. Vettel started spinning and then he made contact with Lance Stroll until eventually his car wasn't going very well and he had to retire from the competition. A Ferrari team hasn't won in Monza since 2010 until Charles Leclerc in 2019 beat the GOAT Lewis Hamilton and won the first place. We all know how passionate Italians are. So seeing an Italian team win an Italian Grand Prix was like so much screaming and a huge party basically. Then we go to Austin in the USA. Practice day, Jacques' car started having so much trouble. And Mattia Binotto says they had no time to analyze the car. They had to react, and they had to react quick if they actually wanted him to compete in Austin. So what they did is that they put him in an old engine. On qualifying day, Vettel placed second and Jacques placed fourth. Pretty good results if you ask me, especially for, you know, the mentor and the apprentice. So getting up to Sebastian Vettel's game is really challenging because another little fun fact is that Vettel has been the third most winning driver in Ferrari, right after Michael and Niki Lauda. Ferrari, there are no limits. Hashtag Mattia Binotto. On race day, Vettel started second, but Max Verstappen quickly overpassed him. Then came Hamilton. After that, Leclerc, then Ricciardo. I mean, what is going on? One of his back wheels started kind of coming off and he had to once again retire from the race. He started telling the engineers something broke in the car. I don't know what's going on. And then you could see a little bit of smoke coming off and he couldn't really stop the car. So it was kind of scary. I thought it was gonna be one of those homongous crashes that, you know, something very scary. So in Austin, even though Jacques Leclerc didn't really win the race, he did finish in a really good position, right where he started, in fourth place, and this with an old engine. So kudos, my friend, because, I mean, if you ask me, I think Jacques Leclerc has definite world champion potential. If you guys agree, comment down below. If you don't, once Lewis Hamilton retires, who do you think can actually win world championships? So to close this off, Ferrari knows they made the right decision by hiring Jacques Leclerc. He wants to become a world champion with his dream team. We all know that he has been aspiring to be in Ferrari ever since he started driving, and his dream finally came true. Up next, being world champion. See you guys again next week.